What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be talking about what I thought was a very interesting topic, which is Lavar Ball saying the fact that he would like to start up his own league for players that don't really want to go to college but have to have that 1 year removed in order to go to the NBA. As we all know, it's a very growing problem in the NBA and in college sports for basketball that many players are one and done, going to college for 1 year just because of an NBA rule that states the fact they have to go for 1 year removed from basketball. That doesn't technically mean college. As an example, many people can go to European teams and play professionally in Europe, but with that, many college students obviously are looking to go to the NBA instantly for the money and multiple other reasons that wouldn't make any sense to go to a European major league for 1 year, where they would have to live with many barriers such as language barriers that would be very difficult to go through, which is why Lavar Ball is now coming up with this idea that his two sons have been out of college sports. Lavar Ball had taken out his middle son, Liangelo Ball, out of UCLA because of an incident that had happened overseas in China with shoplifting. With that, he was suspended from the teams for an unknown amount of time, and he very much thought the fact that they were going to waste away the time that he would have to be able to train for basketball, and he signed up him for European. Now, of course, Lamelo, completely different. He wanted him to have his own shoe brand, and therefore college sports do not allow the athletes to profit off of their publicity due to any college exposure. So he is ineligible for college, so he also has won already to European. Now, directly how this will work, we don't know yet, but this is a new thing. With the growing problem with one-and-dones in college, obviously leaves up for one reason that many players are really going for the one-and-done, which is the money. Now, in this league that Lavar Ball is proposing in a way, it is a way for them to profit off of the 1 year that they do have. It also allows them not to have to worry about college as far as any type of way with that. Now, many people may think that may affect you because you're not going to get the same competition, so therefore it's not the same. But here's my good example. Many players that end up getting hurt during college for a majority of the season, or any of them, like an example, Otto Porter Jr. has missed majority of the season and will not play, is going to be a high-end draft pick despite not playing much, because of really the NBA drafts off of potential more than a direct going for skill. Now, the specifics of the league are very much unknown. How many teams would it be? How many people would be willing to do this? Well, how much would you really get paid? Those are things that we don't really know at the point, but I thought is a very interesting fact, and maybe something that I thought would be interesting in the fact that it could happen in other sports such as college football and other types of sports in order to have that being done. But, of course, football would be a lot more harder of a sport to get into a whole entire league, but definitely we know the fact that basketball is a lot more easier and set up to be. I think 10 teams would be an averageable league with a low number of games, such as sort of a WNBA standard, a low amount of games, but enough teams to actually create up a league and maybe a playoff system. And I think that would do a very serviceable for it. But guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on these leagues. Do you think the fact that these type of leagues that stop college players is going to be good for the NBA in any form of way? I'm not really for colleges paying players to do this. I'm okay with maybe a league doing it, but in that much I don't really agree with the temptations of it, being the fact that many players in the NBA are very underdeveloped when they do hit the league. As you do know, there are very few players that do end up going out into the NBA and that don't do great in college, such as Ben Simmons and other players like Anthony Davis, who are very much great players that can go into the NBA right away. But tell me what you guys' thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Great Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.